The story begins with Lusa's second-year student Mari Tamaki, who was eager to take on new adventures, despite being good for nothing. During this time, she met an Ardilana Shirase, a girl perceived as an outcast by her classmates because of her introvert nature and her intense obsession with Antarctica, which earned her the nickname Antarctic. Mari, however, was deeply inspired by Shirase's determination and decided that despite the improbability of high school students traveling to Antarctica, she would do everything in her power to join Shirase on this ambitious journey. The anime kicks off with Mari Tamaki waking up from a nightmare. As she tumbles out of bed, her diary whacks her on the head. She reads through it, remembering her life goals, like skipping high school to live her best life. At school, she shares her ambitions with her friend Megumi, who brushes them off and tells Mari she can easily ditch school. Feeling pumped, Mari decides to take the plunge by skipping school and heading to Tokyo the next day. But at the last minute, she chickens out, too scared to go through with it. She tells Megumi it was raining, giving her a convenient excuse. Mari admits sadly that she always bails at the last second, confessing she's terrified of failure and regrets, which stops her from following through with her plans. After parting ways with Megumi, Mari sees Shirase at the train station. Shirase runs past her and accidentally drops an envelope. Mari picks it up and discovers it contains 1 million yen. The next day at school, Mari finds Shirase, the girl who dropped the envelope. Shirase explains she's been saving the money to travel to Antarctica to find her missing mom, Takako. Mari returns the money to Shirase. Some older girls find out about the money and try to shake Shirase down, but Mari steps in to help. Encouraged by Mari, Shirase invites her to join the quest. Intrigued by the idea of going to Antarctica, Mari decides to tag along with Shirase on her journey. They hop on a train to check out an Antarctic expedition ship. While on the tour, Shirase and Mari chatted about their wild dream to join the expedition. Megumi, though, tried to throw a wet blanket over Mari's excitement by showing her some scary news articles about the trip. This landed Mari in detention for reading them during class. Freaked out, Mari shared her worries with Shirase, who got upset at first but eventually hashed things out with her. Realizing they needed cash for a flight to Fremantle, the launch point for the civilian expedition to Antarctica, Mari snagged a job at a nearby Lawson convenience store. One of her co-workers, Hinata, overheard Mari and Megumi's talks and got curious about the whole Antarctic gig. Hinata asked about the expedition and, fired up, decided to join Shirase's plan. Later, under the neon glow of Kabukicho, Tokyo, the trio, Mari, Shirase, and Hinata, plunged into the bustling heart of the Shinjuku district, where a meetup with other expedition members was set. With a slight grin, Shirase laid out her bold plan to sweet-talk a crew member into sneaking them aboard the expedition. Amidst the maze of alleyways and towering buildings, the girls cooked up a sneaky plan to hop onto the expedition vessel. Initially, it was Hinata who offered to use her charm to sway a crew member, but their strategy took a twist when they decided to tempt the crew with some fresh melons. In a moment of camaraderie, they nominated Shirase as the melon bearer. But when the crucial moment came, Shirase's courage wavered. Her cheeks turned red with embarrassment, and she bowed out of the spotlight. In the bustling crowd of expedition members, Yumiko and Kenny, two familiar faces, spotted the trio. With a mix of surprise and suspicion, they immediately recognized Shirase and her crew, kicking off a frantic chase through the winding streets of Kabukicho. Despite their best efforts to shake them off, Kenny and Yumiko stayed hot on their trail. Seeking refuge in a nearby restaurant, the trio found a brief escape from their pursuers. There, Shirase, filled with a mix of desperation and determination, made a heartfelt offer, her hard-earned million yen, a symbolic gesture of her unwavering commitment to join the expedition. Despite her earnest plea and generous offer of sponsorship, Yumiko and Kenny stood firm, determined to secure the expedition's funding through their efforts. Defeated but not deterred, the girls boarded the train home, their spirits heavy with disappointment. As they left the glittering lights of Kabukicho behind, a sense of resignation settled over them, knowing their dreams of joining the expedition had been put on hold once again. Gathered in the cozy confines of Shirase's home, the girls huddled together to chart their course for the forthcoming Antarctic expedition. Amidst their discussions, they learn that a high school peer will be joining them to chronicle their adventure through web reports and videos, injecting a new dynamic into their plans. Just then, Yuzuki Shirishi, the prospective documenter, makes her entrance, casting an air of uncertainty over the gathering with her hesitant demeanor. Yuzuki, with a hint of apprehension in her voice, tentatively voices her reluctance to partake in the expedition, suggesting Shirase as a substitute. However, her plea is met with resolute denial from her mother, Miko Shirase, who, in her dual role as Yuzuki's manager, emphasizes the importance of fulfilling professional commitments. In a private exchange with her mother, Yuzuki expresses her internal conflict, ultimately deciding against the journey. It is Shirase's unwavering determination that eventually secures Yuzuki's participation. With the condition that Mari and Shirase accompany her, Yuzuki begrudgingly agrees to take on the Antarctic venture. Their next hangout goes down at this cozy little cafe, the soft buzz of chatter mixing with the clinks of cups and saucers. Under the warm, ambient lights, the girls dive into some real talk with Yuzuki, trying to get to the bottom of her hesitations. Yuzuki, glowing softly in the evening light, opens up about the loneliness her acting Jake has brought her, laying her heart bare in the intimate setting. As night falls, Mari's sudden hug triggers a wave of emotions in Yuzuki, leading to a wild dream where the idea of friendship feels like a new world waiting to be explored. The next day, the squad invites Yuzuki for a chill day out in Tokyo. They hit up the city, sharing laughs and making memories, breaking down walls with every shared experience. In the winding halls of the Polar Science Museum, they bond even more, each moment cementing their friendship. By the time they're ready to leave Tokyo, Yuzuki, fueled by the good vibes and newfound connections, agrees to join the Antarctic adventure on one condition: a new crew has to stick with her all the way. Yuzuki reluctantly consents to the Antarctic expedition, but only if her 3 new friends can tag along. With this deal sealed, the high school crew is all in for the wild adventure. Mari's stoked but hits a snag when she's busted for faking her mom's signature on a crucial permission slip. To dodge the fallout, Mari's got to ace all her upcoming tests. No pressure. The girls regroup at a summer training camp tailored for their Antarctic mission. Here they meet Jin, the seasoned captain leading their voyage. Amidst the grueling training, the girls tackle a tough route mapping exercise, figuring out the best paths and planting flag markers. That night, they settle into their temporary home, with Shirase sharing eerie stories about Jin's past expedition with Takako, who never made it back. The following morning, as the sun splashes pink and gold hues across the icy landscape, Mari has a heart-to-heart with Jin. Against the stunning backdrop, Jin reminisces about Takako's adventurous spirit, casting a bittersweet shadow over their journey. Fueled by determination, Mari wakes the girls, excited to embark on their adventure. Hinata, jolted awake, grumbles about the early hour, declaring she's not a morning person. But as they all take in the breathtaking sunrise, their spirits soar, and they vow to take on Antarctica together. Inspired by the beauty before them, they pledge to witness the Southern Star as a team. As the epic Antarctica expedition gets closer, Mari's hit with some unexpected drama with her childhood homie, Megumi Takahashi. Just hours before they bounce, Megumi's vibe gets all weird and jealous. The night before the big trip, Megumi slides up to Mari with some sketchy vibes, hinting that there's some shady gossip about her. Sensing the drama about to pop off, Shirase swoops in with her no-nonsense attitude and drags Mari to karaoke, with Hinata tagging along to help chill the tension. During their karaoke jam session, Mari spills her guts to Megumi, talking about her dreams of becoming a tougher, more independent person. It's a raw moment of real talk amidst the friendship tension. The next day, as the expedition gets even closer, Megumi finds the guts to come clean. She fesses up that she was the one spreading the nasty rumors. In a deep moment of truth, Megumi admits to her insecurities and how she had become too clingy with Mari. Despite the shock, Mari chooses to keep it chill. Instead of getting mad, she understands where Megumi's coming from and decides to stick by her, remembering all their shared memories and the messiness of their bond. With the drama squashed and the air cleared, Mari joins her expedition crew with a fresh mindset, ready to conquer Antarctica. When the girls touched down in Singapore, the freaking awesome cityscape rolled out the red carpet for them, promising a chill break before they jet off to Australia. But damn, Hinata's buzz got killed when she tore through her stuff and realized her freaking passport was MIA. Panic mode activated. With her heart sinking to her stomach, she knew they were screwed. Getting a new passport from the embassy? Yeah, good luck with that tight-ass schedule. Hinata reluctantly faced the harsh reality of possibly missing out on the epic expedition, and that thought was like a punch to the gut. But Shirase wasn't having any of it. She was all like, hell no. Her eyes blazing with determination, she went into turbo mode, brainstorming like a boss for a solution. As the sun rose over the bustling streets of Singapore, the girls found themselves in a pickle, unable to change their flight plans. That's when Shirase, showing her loyalty and generosity, offered to dip into her savings and upgrade their tickets to business class. This move ensured they could all stick together on their journey that evening. Just as it seemed like they had it all figured out, fate threw them a curveball. Shirase stumbled upon Hinata's passport tucked away in her own purse. It hit her like a ton of bricks. She had been carrying it since they cleared customs. With the travel drama finally sorted, and amidst the laughter and sighs of relief, Mari and Yuzuki decided to have some fun at Shirase and Hinata's expense. They cooked up a culinary adventure of their own making, a meal so weird it left their taste buds in protest. Upon their introduction to durian upon landing in Fremantle, the girls were greeted with some warm-ass hospitality, setting the tone for their upcoming adventure. Eager to document their journey, they took on a thorough tour of the expedition ship, meticulously capturing footage for their upcoming report. As they maneuvered through the vessel, they couldn't help but notice the crew busting their asses, each member focused on their respective tasks. While lending a hand to the crew, the girls couldn't shake off the nagging worry about the expedition's apparent understaffing. This concern lingered, prompting them to wonder if Kenny, the enigmatic figure leading their voyage, was holding back some crucial shit. Their minds buzzed with speculation as they exchanged hushed conversations about the possibility of hidden agendas. Later that evening, under the glow of the ship's lights, Shirase found a moment to shoot the shit with Jin about their mutual desire to uncover the truth behind Taka's disappearance. Their conversation meandered through memories of past aspirations and their unwoven resolve to return to Antarctica, fueled by a blend of determination and curiosity. Suddenly, here's the text spiced up with slang and a more casual tone. As the ship finally set sail, Mari and her crew eagerly embraced their assigned tasks, pumped to contribute to the expedition's success. Alongside their reporting gigs, they hustled through rigorous deck training, their muscles straining against the salty breeze as they toughened up for the challenges ahead. At first, the open sea was lit, filling them with awe and excitement. But as the ship ventured deeper into rough waters, a wave of seasickness hit the crew, threatening to bring down their vibe. Despite the hype, feelings of insecurity crept in as they compared themselves to their more seasoned shipmates. But amidst the rolling waves and turbulent currents, they bonded like never before. Encouraged by each other's resilience, they found comfort in sharing the struggle of navigating the unpredictable seas. As each day passed, their nerves slowly turned to swagger as they got used to life aboard the ship. As the ship gets closer to Antarctica, the crew is buzzing with a mix of hype and nerves. Against the icy backdrop of glaciers and frigid waters, Tashio, one of the crewmates, finds himself dealing with some personal stuff. With the stark beauty of Antarctica around them, Tashio gathers the guts to confide in Shirase, spilling about his feels for Jin, another crew member. Intrigued by the juicy potential of Tashio's confession for their report, the girls, led by Shirase's curiosity, decide to dive deeper into Jin's emotions. In the Antarctic seas, Jin, troubled by Takako's unresolved disappearance, feels a growing fear, the fear that Shirase might hold a grudge against her. Vulnerable, Jin seeks solace in a heart-to-heart with Shirase, whose own inner turmoil matches the turbulent waters around them. Suddenly, the ship faces a major obstacle, a huge sheet of ice blocking its path. During this challenging moment, Jin's thoughts drift to Takako's last communication, adding a reflective layer to the unfolding drama. As the crew navigates through the icy labyrinth, Tashio reluctantly comes to terms with the harsh reality of unrequited love. Amidst the cracking ice and churning waters, the girls finally step onto the pristine, frozen surface of Antarctica. As the girls stepped off the train at Showa Station, a sense of anticipation was thick in the air. They were gearing up to start a whole new chapter of their lives out in this remote outpost. Amidst the hustle and bustle as everyone got busy setting up the station, Yuzuki's mind wandered. The offer for a role in a drama had her thoughts all over the place, and she found herself mulling over the deep bonds she shared with her crew. As evening fell, the vibe shifted to a full-on festive bash. The crew gathered for a Christmas party, swapping laughs and tales. But amidst all the cheer, Yuzuki couldn't shake her growing curiosity about friendship. When she casually brought up the idea of friendship contracts, she was hit with unexpected emotions. Mari's tears took her by surprise, leading to a heart-to-heart that dove deep into the nitty-gritty of their relationships. Through Mari's tearful recounting of her bond with Megumi, Yuzuki gained fresh insights into the intricate dynamics of their group. Each interaction, each shared moment, seemed to weave a complex web of connections that defied simple explanation. And as the night wore on, culminating in a late birthday bash for Yuzuki, she felt a warmth in her heart like never before. The next day kicked off with excitement as the girls gathered for another round of work and friendship. They found joy and relaxation amidst their tasks, sharing heartfelt video messages from loved ones back home. But there was a shadow over the day. Hinata seemed off, and it worried her friends. Shuri noticed a subtle change in Hinata's behavior. Lost in her thoughts, Hinata sometimes excused herself to find solitude and vent her frustrations away from the group. Shirase, too, picked up on it and decided to investigate further out of concern. In a quiet moment, Shirase stumbled upon an email from Hinata's former track club teammates, uncovering the painful truth behind Hinata's recent struggles. Hinata had faced discrimination because of her exceptional talent. Her peers belittled her accomplishments and spread rumors, ultimately forcing her to leave school. Amidst setting up solar panels and satellite markers, Shirase comforted Hinata, reassuring her that she wasn't alone. As preparations for a live broadcast heated up, tensions mounted. Fueled by a determination to support her friend, Shirase confronted Hinata's former teammates, demanding they take responsibility for their damn actions. Shirase felt all kinds of uncertain when she got the invite to hop on the snow-capped ride to where Takako was last seen. She was all tangled up in emotions, not sure how to feel. Jin's reasons for being in Antarctica, even knowing Takako was gone, just made her hesitation worse. But despite the inner turmoil, Shirase found strength in reminding herself of the mad effort she put into earning the cash she'd saved. It was a reminder of her commitment and determination. The night they spent in the middle of a blizzard was tense as hell. Shirase was deep in thought as she listened to Jin lay out Takako's last words. Mara's thanks for Shirase getting her to Antarctica added more layers to her already scrambled feelings. Their hunt for proof of Takako's time there led to a big moment when they dug up her laptop. Shirase knew how big a deal this was. When she logged into the thing, she was hit with a wave of emotions. Tears streamed down her face as she scrolled through the emails she'd sent to Takako, knowing they'd never be read. As their time in Antarctica was wrapping up, the girls sought comfort and closure in each other's company. A game of baseball with the team provided a brief distraction from their heavy emotions. But it was at their farewell bash that Shirase finally mustered the courage to spill her guts about Antarctica. Her speech was a heartfelt journey through her experience and a vow to come back. In the midst of their goodbyes, Jin stumbled upon a major find. One last email in Takako's outbox addressed to Shirase. This revelation added a bitter but sweet twist to their departure, a poignant reminder of Takako's spirit. The pic attached to the email, capturing the stunning Aurora Australis, was Takako's final wave goodbye. As they split up and went back to Japan, the girls carried with them the memories and life lessons from their Antarctic adventure. Shirase leaving her cash behind was a sign of how much heart she put into the trip.